you see that? Oh, look at that. Huge slice. These don't go perfectly to plan. It happens all the time. I'm going to tickle these out now. I don't expect there to be good news inside of these eggs. There's a reason. All right, so we have more babies hatching today. So we're gonna do another hatching video. And we're also gonna update you guys on the Plague and Marcel babies, which they are now 6 days old. Check them out. They're still a little bit skittish of me, but we're working on that. Let's see, who doesn't run away when I open it? I'm gonna open it up here. But we now have the next Plague clutch hatching, Plague and Raven. Now, if you guys remember, if you watched that video, if you haven't, go watch it. But Raven actually ate a bunch of her eggs, so it's actually a really fairly small clutch. There's one baby that hatched out right here. So we're gonna open that up and get the rest of the babies out of the eggs and then get them set up. So let's do it. Oh, there's a baby coming out right now. Look, you guys. There's a lot of condensation, but there's a baby right there. Pick up on the camera? Yeah, a little bit. The first one that hatched out is over here, and there's one coming out of an egg right now. Like literally, there it goes. All right, we're gonna go ahead and call this the drop bucket. This is where they're gonna drop into once we tickle them out. You can see when they're born with a little egg tooth, and they use that to slice the egg open. And then after they shed, that egg tooth falls off. Let's see, there's a baby in here. Oh, yeah, there's one in here, ready to come out. Little hole right there. Right now I'm trying to cut this egg open. I know you guys could watch this all day. Look at this, we're about to see a baby. Look at all the cuts. Come on, baby. There you are. There you are. Another perfect baby. Did you guys see that? Amazing. All right, let's do another one. And then I'm actually going to be making some shorts with the rest of these babies hatching out. So we'll do one more for the long form video. If you guys want to see more of these babies, go watch our shorts on our channel. We're going to be posting a bunch. Oh, this one's, can you see that? Oh, look at that. Huge slice. That. Oh my gosh. Incredible. Never gets old. But I'll be back with you guys in just a moment, and I'll give you an update on what hatched out. All right, so Michelle came out. We tickled out the babies. So, mostly good news. There was a few eggs that were kind of not ideal, right? But Michelle did tickle some out. Make sure you guys check out those shorts of us tickling out eggs. But we got them back in the incubator now, and we're going to let them sleep in some sphagnum moss overnight, and tomorrow we'll put them in their enclosure, and I'll bring you guys along. All right, it's now the next day, and it's time to get the Raven and Plague clutch out and put it in the enclosure. I did leave 2 eggs that I did not tickle out. All right, so we're gonna be getting into those. Look at them. So cute. All right, so we've got the Plague and Marcel babies up here. I'm gonna give them a little bit of misting because I'm gonna feed them soon. Mist them down. All right, and then before we put the new babies in here, we're gonna go ahead and mist this down. One thing I want to say before I open this box up, that's just, sometimes you get small clutches, you guys. Sometimes things don't go perfectly. Totally normal when you're breeding reptiles. You have poor fertility or things just don't go like you expect them to. And this is one of those clutches where I was just happy with anything hatching out. So I'm really happy that the eggs that we had in the incubator hatched and that we do have a lot of healthy babies. When we tickled some out yesterday, there was a couple that were really weak. Sometimes they end up being perfectly healthy and sometimes they don't. I'm not really sure. So as we open this up, we will find out how everything's doing. But look at them. Most of them, you can see they're ready to come out. They spent the night in here. Check them out. Like I said, there's 2 more eggs in there. I put them in there with the babies so maybe they would tickle them out, but they didn't. So we are going to open those up and see what's going on inside of them. Look at this, you guys. Ooh, man. Beauty. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are going to take this sphagnum moss. Yeah, there's a baby that's dead inside. I just saw it. Yeah. So, like I said, these things happen. But we're going to take this sphagnum moss and kind of stick it underneath here where they're going to be sleeping at. Alright, put some more. Here's another baby doing great. I think that's 8. And then 9. Look at him. It's amazing. So there was one really small baby that didn't make it that I'm looking at now. So that's sad, but we've got these 2 eggs. I'm gonna tickle that out. Look, these babies are doing great. Look at them. Raven and Plague. These are gonna be some high black beauties. What do you guys think about these new enclosures? Now you're getting a close look. You guys, we got the basking and the UVB up there. These things, I think they're gonna be so functional. They're gonna work so well for me. And these little guys are loving it so far. All right, well, before I go and get some food for them, I am going to tickle these out. Now, I don't expect there to be good news inside of these eggs. There's a reason. And what I decided to do yesterday, there was 4 eggs like this, where I didn't feel any movement and didn't have the best feeling about it. I hatched out 2 and I left 2. Out of the 2 I hatched out, 1 baby survived and is doing good, and 1 passed away in the night. So we now have 2 more eggs that I left, just seeing maybe they needed more time, even though I know that's most likely not the case. As you guys can see, I'm tickling and tickling, and wait, I may have just felt, I feel movement. Oh my god, it just cut. Oh my god, never give up. Never give up. Oh my gosh, I didn't. Whoa. Alright. That is potentially a healthy baby. Wow. Alright. Did not expect that at all. That is a wonderful surprise. See, sometimes, you know, it's always, you have to make so many decisions as a reptile breeder. You know, leave the egg, tickle it out. There's risk involved. Like, if you leave the egg, the baby could drown inside the egg. It could you never know what's going on inside. It could have a hard time getting out. There's things that can happen. That happens all the time. But also, if you hatch the baby out too early, it doesn't absorb the yolk, it comes out weak, it can die. There's risks. There's decisions that have to be made. Wow, I'm really surprised, but we have 1 more egg. And let's see. I hope I can feel movement in this one. So the tickling wakes the baby up. There's a baby in here, and what you want to happen is the tickling mimics its clutch mate hatching out and digging out of the nest. So that's kind of the idea here, is my fingernails are kind of like baby tegus running around the egg. Now this one, not feeling anything going on. Can't leave the egg forever. So I am going to cut this open. Now that baby is not the same situation. It is very tiny and did not develop. So it looks like it stopped developing a couple weeks ago. All right, so that's usually how it goes. Like with those problem eggs, when you're hatching them out, usually there's a problem. So it's now I have to decide, the baby that just hatched out that's doing well, do I let it sleep in the incubator for a night, 24 hours, or do I just go ahead and just stick it in here with its siblings? Decisions. I'm gonna put it in the incubator and let it sleep in there overnight. Okay, so we've got some food on some plates here. We're gonna feed this is the meat mix. We're gonna have a video coming out on how we make our baby tegu meat mix, if it's not out already. But let's go ahead and open this up. You guys can see they're still pretty confident, the Plague and Marcel. But we're gonna get this food here, and I'm gonna just plop it down in here. You guys, look at it. They're gonna eat some right now. Check it out. Look at this guy. So they grab these little pieces. Sometimes they run off to a corner to eat it, and sometimes they just eat it right there. They're doing fantastic though, and they love this meat mix. As soon as I get this camera off of them, I expect for the rest of them to come over and start eating. The new babies, it'll be an entirely different story. I'm still going to feed them, but as you can see, there's only one out basking. Look at this one. the bravest one in the clutch right there. Just out basking. All right, I think I'm gonna set the food right here. I like to put the food near the basking area. You can see I don't have any hides on the cool end of the cage. I do that on purpose in the beginning. I only have hides over here. I like to keep everybody over here, and I like to keep everybody warm. And this is where I feed them. So that's kind of how we start them off. All hides. Now, if they wanted to hide under their water bowl, they could, and that is the coolest spot. But for the most part, all of them are going to be right underneath this basking area. So we've got cork bark going along the back wall. We have it right here in the front, and then 2 layers in the middle. So that seems to work pretty well. Look at this guy checking out food for the first time in his life. Like I said, they absorb that yolk, and they really don't eat much the first few days, if any at all. All right, you guys have to let me know what you think about these new enclosures. I actually just got a text, and our glass for the remaining 3 enclosures is ready to be picked up. So probably next time you guys see a video in here, these will look a little bit more complete, but man, I'm loving it. They're working so well. It's making caring for everything easy, just having all these enclosures set up. So all right, I'll see you guys probably when the next babies start hatching out any day now. So peace out.